Champions have to work twice as hard. Athletes who even write their goals down, 33% more likely to achieve those goals. Your brain can't tell the difference between what you see in your mind and you actually doing it. Mental toughness is more like a rubber band. If you want others to give their best effort and their attitude, it starts with you. Are you using your influence to motivate your teammates? Are you using your influence to build them up or tear them down? All right, y'all. Hey, so I heard y'all won a championship this weekend.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Good.
These two over here are just like, yeah, it happened. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome, right? And JV too. So 2 things I know about winning a championship early in the season is that, 1, now you have a target on your back. You are now the team to beat, which is also a fun place to be, isn't it? Being the team to beat.
Yep.
I watched Harrison a lot last year. I don't know if y'all know this, but I did watch y'all a lot last year. Y'all are good. This year, y'all are better. I believe that. Y'all are better. But y'all have kind of proven yourselves early here. So it's only getting harder, right? The second thing is that champions have to work twice as hard. It's hard to win multiple championships in tournaments. Y'all have several tournaments throughout the season. It's the beginning of the season, so a lot of those teams maybe didn't have their life together yet, right? Some of them barely knew rotations, I think. So it will get harder, but that's great. Because you don't want it to be easy all season, right? That'd be boring. All right, so this is only gonna be, try to keep it under an hour. I don't think it'll be a whole hour. I'm not gonna make you sit down the whole time. We're gonna play some games. I think we're gonna have some fun. There are a few worksheets for you to kind of complete along the way, nothing too strenuous. They should take about 2 to 3 minutes each. Just kind of help us kind of figure out where we are with our mental skills and how we can use that moving forward through the whole season, all right? It's gonna be a great season. So, a few years ago, gold bracket match. Yeah, this is about our 3rd tournament of the season. I have a pretty good team this season. They went to the gold bracket every single tournament, so they're pretty good, but this is early in the season and they've never been to the championship match before. And if you've never been to a championship match before, it can kind of get in your head a little bit, right? You don't know, they say act like you've been there, but if you've never been there, how can you act like you've been there, right? So we lose the first set. Second set, early in the second set, one of my right sides hits the ball into the net 2 times in a row. And she starts crying on the court, and that's only weird because she's never cried on the court before. I'm like, what is going on? Why is she crying? She's usually like the cheerleader, like hype person, like, hey, let's go. To see her crying on the court, I'm like, she is broken. And we ended up losing that match. Fast forward to regionals. We are in the gold championship match at regionals. The schedule, I don't know if you've ever done like day 2 of regionals gold bracket. It's like play, break, play, break, play, break. It's just a very draining schedule. You start at like 8 a.m. and you finish at like 4 or 5, right? And that last break between the semifinals and the championship match was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. So if you ever had to play volleyball and then sit for 2 hours, your body gets tired, your muscles start getting tight, your brain starts getting a little tired. And then we get to the championship match, and I can tell that they're giving their best effort. They're trying so hard, but I can just tell that mentally they are just falling apart. They look so tired. And we lost both of those matches. We lost the championship match at the beginning of the season, and we lost the championship match at regionals, right? And the reason we lost those matches isn't because we were outplayed. Both teams were very good. My team was good. They had the skill, we had the talent. It's just mentally they weren't prepared. The difference between championship teams and teams that don't win championships are teams who have the ability to not just prepare their skill, but their mind as well. You see this in professional sports all the time, whether it's basketball, baseball, football. Championship teams spend a lot of time working on their mental game, not just their physical game, right? All right, so throughout the season, we're gonna be working on a whole bunch of different mental skills. I'm gonna teach you some stuff today. I'm not gonna teach you all of it. It would take me probably 2 or 3 hours to teach you all of it. So I'm teaching you some of it today, and we'll just each week, I'll spend like 5 minutes at the beginning of the week kind of teaching you all a specific skill. And that whole week, we'll focus on that skill. Does that make sense? All right, so last week I talked briefly about a growth mindset. Does anybody remember what a growth mindset is? Only JV remembers? Do I need to call JV over here and tell y'all what the answer is? Person with a growth mindset, they take challenges head on, right? They face challenges head on. They know that there's always an opportunity to get better. And they embrace the discomfort because they know when there's discomfort, there is growth. Where there's discomfort and they're being challenged, there is growth, okay? All right, is there anything on that assessment that kind of stood out to you personally? Anything that stood out? You were like, oh man, I suck at this. I didn't realize that. Or there was something that you were like, man, I'm actually pretty good at this. Were you impressed with yourself or were you disappointed in yourself? Okay. It's okay to brag on yourself every now and then. All right. Cool. Moving on. We're about to play this cool game after I get through this. You don't look comfortable, but that's okay. All right. What do you think of when you hear mental toughness? What is mental toughness? What do you think of?
Mental health.
Mental health? What else? Mental toughness. What do you think of? Not letting your mistakes affect you, right? Yeah, that's good. So one of the things that people often say when they hear mental toughness is like, my mind has to be like a brick wall, right? I have to be tough, like Superman, Wonder Woman, something like that, except mental toughness is more like a rubber band. It bends, it stretches, it adapts to its environment, you know, magic. No. So like, instead of a brick wall, we want our minds to be flexible, like a rubber band, right? Because if your mind is like a brick wall and something changes in the game and you're stuck on that one thing, then it's hard to adapt. But if your mind is flexible, like a rubber band, when things happen that are unexpected, it's easier to adapt, right? And one way that we do that is focusing on the things that we can control. We can control our behavior, our effort, and our attitude. Behavior, effort, attitude. Those are only three things that we can really control. Everything else we can't control. We can't control what the referee does. We can't control that the line judges aren't paying attention. We can't control what our teammates do, right? We can't control that. We can control our behavior, our effort, and our attitude, right? Being flexible in our mindset allows us to better control those things, and then the things that we can't control, we learn to adapt to those, right? Okay, so how do elite athletes become so mentally tough? What do they work on? How are they mentally flexible? We got like Venus Williams, right? We got Michael Phelps. Simone Biles is crushing it right now, y'all. LeBron James, elite athletes, very mentally tough, mentally flexible, right? They're the best of the best, and even though they have moments where they get tired, right? They're mentally fatigued. They have developed habits, mental skills, mental habits to help them prepare mentally for competition, right? And we'll go over that a little bit more later, but right now we're gonna play a little game. So the people who did the math problem, was it complicated math?
No.
No, but what made it hard?
Having to do pressure.
The pressure, right? Those were like basic, look, 5 plus 4, you can do 9. But when there's pressure and you know that someone else might be ahead of you, it adds a lot, it makes it a lot harder to do even the simple things, right? But you didn't know you were going to be doing that, right? You didn't know what the math problem was going to be. But when it comes to volleyball, there's a lot of patterns. There's a lot of things you can expect. That's why being mentally flexible allows you to adapt and overcome challenges, right? All right. So last week, y'all heard me talk a lot about goal setting, right? And here's why this is so important. It's that athletes who set goals improve significantly quicker than those who don't. Significantly quicker. Like athletes who even write their goals down, 33% more likely to achieve those goals. It's like such a huge difference. You improve quickly because you have that clarity on what you want to accomplish, right? You're more committed when you have a goal and you write it down. And it helps you stay focused in practice. That's why I say for every practice, every game, have something you want to focus on, right? And it's easy to say that goals don't matter when you play an easy team. Like, oh, we beat them without having a goal, right? It was easy. But what happens when you start playing harder teams or faster teams, right? And you get tired and you're starting to lose focus. If you don't have a goal, it is much easier to shut down in those more difficult matches than if you have a goal. Because if you have a goal and you're getting tired, you're like, okay, here's my goal. I need to reset and refocus. But if you don't have a goal, you don't have a focus, then what are you going to focus on? You're like, I just need to hit the ball. Just hitting the ball is not a goal. Any hitter can go out there and just hit the ball, right? That's why like 80% of all attacks go to zone 6. Y'all know that zone 6 is like the worst place to hit the ball, but y'all do it because you're just out there just hitting the ball, right? There's no focus, there's no purpose, there's no intent, right? That's why having a goal, especially when you have those high pressure situations, playing against tougher teams, having those goals helps you stay focused and something to drive toward, all right? So, has anyone ever heard of SMART goals? SMART goals? What does it stand for? Do you remember?
The first, I know one's measurable.
Yeah, that's good.
Achieve, wait.
Yeah.
Achieve.
Achievable, attainable.
Yeah, and then R is. Well, no, G's time, like timely. Reasonable.
So it's a specific goal. You can't say, I just want to get better at volleyball or I want to jump higher. How high do you want to jump? How much do you want to increase your vertical by? What do you want your pass rating to be? Have a specific thing. I want to be a better passer. What does that mean? What does it look like to be a better passer? Right? Specific. A is achievable or attainable. It means you can actually do it. If you want to say you want to increase your vertical, saying you want to increase your vertical by 9 inches by the end of the season is most likely not achievable for most athletes. But if you want to achieve it, do like 3 inches over 3 months, for some athletes, that might be achievable. I forgot the measurable. You need to be able to keep track of your goals. Do y'all use Huddle for stats?
Yeah.
Maybe, we're not sure yet.
Some coaches don't take measurements.
You can still keep track of your own kind of thing. Like, oh, during this drill, my goal was to get 9 out of 10 serves in. Okay, I did that, right? But if you have access to stats, it's a little bit easier to kind of keep track of things, right? R is relevant to you playing volleyball, right? And then T is time bound. I want to do this in 1 week. I want to do this in 1 month. I want to do this by the end of the season, right? So on this paper, the first page is your season-long goal. What do you want to accomplish by the end of the season? And you don't need to do this right now, okay? We're kind of behind on time. What do you want to do by the end of the season? And then page 2 is your short-term goal. What do you want to accomplish between now and your next match? That's your short-term goal. Your weekly goal, your bi-weekly goal, whatever you want it to be, all right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? And then on the third page, you're gonna write, how can I measure it? How do I know when I've accomplished this goal? All that makes sense? All right, yeah, you don't have to do that right now. We're gonna keep moving along. All right, so raise your hand if you've ever lost focus or been distracted in practice or a game. Literally probably everybody, right? If you've ever been anywhere, especially if you're practicing in a gym that has like 7 other teams, it can be very easy to be distracted by all the things that are going on. My team this year practiced next to the little 12s and they're so stinking cute. So it's easy to get distracted like, oh, they're better than my 16s. Okay, so distractions are something that every athlete faces. Whether it's your parents yelling at you from the sidelines. That doesn't happen, does it? Move your feet. Stuff like that. It could be you're distracted by your own mistake. You shank the pass and now you're distracted. Or just you're distracted by your own inner thoughts, by whatever. Maybe you're hungry and that's distracting you, right? There are a few strategies that I teach athletes to help them kind of refocus after a mistake. And I'll say this for pretty much everything I teach you, every person's a different person. Some of the things might work for you and other things might not work for you, right? And that's okay. Not everything I teach you this year might work for you, but some of it will. So I'm just kind of teaching you a broad spectrum of things. So the first thing I teach is if you just made a mistake and you're trying to refocus your thoughts, is really simple. Tug on your elbow pads, arm sleeves, whatever, knee pads, tie your shoe, right? Because it forces your brain to focus on something else other than your just shank pass, right? You're like, okay, elbow pads, knee pads, sing a little song, gonna tie my shoe, and get back to it. I'm like, okay, here I am, right? Simple. Works for a lot of athletes I coach, just redirecting their thoughts, all right? Helps you focus on what you're supposed to be doing right now. I had a player tell me, she actually, when she got tired, she lost focus in the middle of rallies. She was losing focus in the middle of rallies. She's a DS, libero. She would get tired, she'd be losing focus. So if you're finding yourself losing focus in the middle of a rally, when things are going on, the easiest thing to do is just say what you're looking at or say what you're supposed to be doing. What you should be doing anyway is communicating, right? The passes on the net, off the net, outside, outside, cross, 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 line, 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 mine, mine, up. Saying it out loud though, because saying it out loud forces your brain to focus on that specific thing. Oh, the pass is on the net. The set's going outside. She's swinging cross. Saying it out loud forces your brain to focus on that specific thing. All right, the next thing, and we're gonna go a little bit more into depth on this in a little bit, is breathing exercises. Anybody ever done breathing exercises, meditation? Awesome. Do you have a specific type of breathing exercise? Okay. Do you?
Or like right before I serve and like it's a pressure, or if it's like with game point, like I breathe in and I breathe out.
That's good. Yeah, there's all kinds of breathing exercises. The one I like is 4-4-8 breathing. So you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 8 seconds. Let's practice that together. I'm going to count. Y'all ready? Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Some of y'all did not take a deep enough breath. All right, let's try it one more time. Breathe in through your nose. You're going to breathe in deep through your nose. You breathe in through your nose because it gets deeper into your lungs. And if you breathe in through your mouth, it gets, like stops here. If you breathe in through your nose, it actually goes all the way down and fills it up. So breathe in through your nose. You ready? Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll demonstrate for you myself. I'll show you how to do it. And anybody singer? Anybody like sing? Anybody sing in choir? Singers love this. Like singers. So I'll do it. Ready? Make sense? Cool. I feel relaxed. I actually use that breathing technique because I'm coaching, I'm feeling stressed, it's a tight match. I'm like, my blood pressure's going up. I actually do breathing exercises. Especially if I'm before a match, I'm like, I know it's an important match, I'm feeling tight, I'm tense, so I'll do breathing exercises. Doing it before you serve is also very good. Finding a pre-serve routine, a little breathing exercise. So breathing exercises. Another thing is reminding yourself of your goals for that match. Help you stay focused, right? We talked about that. So being able to stay focused, there are a few things. Remember, simple as tugging on your arm sleeves, knee pads, tie your shoe, breathing exercises, goal reminders, right? And I encourage you to practice these in practice. So when you get to the game, it's just second nature, right? Now we're gonna play another game. Everybody up. All right, so for those who were the distractor first, did you find counting backwards harder than you thought it was going to be? Do you want to find it harder? Because some of y'all look like y'all are struggling a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. That was really just fun to watch.
I thought it was harder to think of things to say to me.
That is kind of the hard part. Anyone else have a hard?
I thought about it they were already on like 4, and I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, it is. It can be hard to figure out, now that I get a chance to distract them, what I'm going to distract them with, right? Especially if you can't touch them and you can't say mean things. All right, so let's talk about pre-game routines. Does anybody have a pre-game routine? Other than just like warming up your arm? Like everybody does that.
Well, obviously, like I listen to music and stuff and all that.
Love that.
I put on my left knee pad, right knee pad, left ankle brace, right ankle brace, left shoe, right shoe.
Yeah, I love that. That's good.
I always get a pep talk from my dad.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love that. When I was at Sunshine Qualifier this year, there's a team that was off the court. The dad was like stretching his daughter's arms and kind of doing that, like talking into her ear. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I love that. That's awesome. Anybody else?
My mom wakes me up because she doesn't like me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she doesn't wake me up, then I don't.
Why do you think that is?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Because she's a leprechaun and she's magic.
Okay. So, pre-game routines. I think every athlete needs some sort of pre-game routine. It can be like Riley's where her dad talks into her ear. You know, affirmation statements. It can be like KK where it's like left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, that sort of thing, right? It can be breathing exercises. You look at like Michael Phelps, or I don't know if y'all remember Olympic volleyball player Misty May Trainer. That might have been before y'all's time, but Olympic gold medalist Misty May Trainer. They both use visualization. And so like Michael Phelps would visualize every single stroke, every single turn in the pool, any kind of obstacle he thought he might face before the match. He'd run the entire race in his mind. And I think that was one of the coolest things ever. A Misty May Trainer did the same thing. She would visualize perfect passes. She would visualize her sets. She would visualize her swings, right? She'd visualize her serves before every match. And I love that. So pre-game routine, here are a few things. once again, for some people, breathing exercises. If you're one of the people who have like the pregame jitters, you're anxious before the games, a lot of times that goes away once you start. But if you're one of those people where it doesn't go away, you feel your heart racing, breathing exercises, 4-4-8 before a match, just sit down, do it 4 times, right? Because physically inside your body is telling your brain to relax your heart, okay? It's just beating real fast. Second one, affirmation statements, right? I got this. I'm a great passer. Nobody can stop my attacks. I am the ace queen. I thrive under pressure. I know, right? You need that shirt. I'm the ace queen.
Oh, that would be good. That would be Queen, K-W-E-N.
Okay.
Queen.
All right. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, visualization is the coolest thing ever as part of a pregame routine. And a lot of professional athletes have started doing it. LeBron James does it. Michael Jordan did it when he was playing. And it can sometimes be called like mental rehearsal because you're kind of rehearsing in your mind what you're doing. And what's cool about visualization is that your brain can't tell the difference between what you see in your mind and you actually doing it. So that's why some dreams seem very real. You wake up and you're like, you think you actually did it. What you see in your mind, your brain thinks you're doing. That's why if we're actually about to do some visualization, and for some people, you'll start feeling your arm twitch or your leg twitch because your brain thinks you're actually playing volleyball. It is the coolest thing in the world to me. Your brain's like super smart, but also kind of dumb at the same time that it can't tell the difference. But this works a lot for like if you have an injury and they can't practice. I encourage athletes, hey, do visualization because your brain is still thinking that it is practicing. It's really cool. All right. Woo. So some of y'all are very good at that game. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not great at that game. So I was just listening to whatever y'all were telling me to do, and y'all nailed it. So on this side, what was the hardest part?
Stepping over people.
Stepping over people. That is hard.
Really long arms.
Really long arms.
Yeah, that was hard.
That is hard. Okay.
Popping your shoulder at soft.
Who did that?
All right. We got a couple stories to share here. So another team, a few years, even longer ago, this was a 15s team bracket championship match at regionals. I'm pretty sure it was the bronze championship match. I don't know for sure. It's either bronze or silver. I'm pretty sure it's bronze. We are losing 19-24 in the second set. 19-24. Not a fun place to be, but we did win the first set. But no one wants to go to a third set. But my girl Izzy is up to serve, and Izzy is one of those people. Izzy is just always focused. She doesn't care about your praise or your criticism. You can be like, great job, Izzy, or you can be like, you suck. She'll be like, whatever, I'm just doing my thing. So Izzy's on the line, and I trust her with my entire life. She serves the first one, it's an ace. All right, so it's 20-24, right? Serve the next one, we win that point 2. We serve another one, it's 22-24. The other team calls a timeout, 22-24. They are now out of timeouts, which as a coach, I love it because we are driving this bus. All right, so we get back up. We serve, Izzy serves, and we actually get a kill. So they send it back, free ball, we get a kill. Awesome, 23-24. Izzy serves again, and we score another point. Now it's 24-24. We've just scored 5 points in a short period of time, 19-24. Izzy goes back to serve again. It's another ace. Awesome, love it. It's 25-24, championship match at regionals. And how do we win this thing? Big block. Amaka, my girl, some of y'all know Amaka.
Yes,
This was when the Amaka was, such a baby. She finishes that thing with a monster block. I have this video. I gotta send y'all this video. I watched it recently just because like, was it really 19-24? It was really 19-24. And so how do you come back from a 19-24 deficit? What does a team have to do to come back? You have to work together. You have to stay focused. You have to trust your teammates to do their job, and they have to trust you to do your job, right? That's the only way it's gonna work. You can't be trying to do your own thing and the rest of your team's trying to do something else, right? This team, they stayed focused. They took it 1 point at a time. They didn't care that they were losing 19-24. They said, we're gonna focus on this 1 point. And this is our game plan for this 1 point. And they did it 1 point at a time. They didn't care, okay, we still gotta go like 6 more points. Oh my gosh, can we just go to the third set? No, 1 point at a time. They weren't distracted by the score. They weren't distracted by anything else. We're gonna work as a team. We're gonna play as a team. This past season, my team earlier in the season, somehow this team always started off sets behind 1-6, 1-7, 1-8. Drove me crazy, but they almost always came back and won. They almost always came back 1-8. They would come back and win 25-15, right? Because they worked together. They got their life together after those first few points. They started to trust their teammates, started talking more, right? And in the high pressure situations, they just did their thing. All right, I'm getting close to being finished here. I'm going to talk about one of my most favorite things, not directly related to mental skills, but one of my favorite things in general is that's about leadership, all right? Leadership, what makes a good leader?
Someone who's vocal.
Vocal, okay.
Stepping up when no one else.
No, you go.
Stepping up when no one else will.
Stepping up when no one else will.
That was basically what I was going to say.
Anyone else?
Emotional intelligence.
Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother sermon I could give. I like that though, that's good. We're not going to cover that today, but I love it, yes.
I think someone who the whole team respects.
That's good.
I think putting others above yourself.
That's so good. That's right. Was it someone else raised their hand? No, Addison? Okay. So, does a leader have to be the team captain? No, that's right. A title or a position can make you a leader, right? Team captains. You're kind of by default a leader, right? But anyone can and should be a leader, right? It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. It doesn't matter if you just started playing volleyball last year or you've been playing 8 years, okay? Anyone can be a leader. Anyone should be a leader. Leadership, at its core, is this. Leadership is how you use your influence. Leadership is how you use your influence. Are you using your influence to motivate your teammates? Are you using your influence to build them up or tear them down? Are you using your influence to build people up or tear them down? All right? When they spend time with you, do they leave feeling drained or do they leave feeling energized because they've been around you? Right? If you're using your influence to build them up, generally people will leave your presence feeling energized. Okay? So how do you get your teammates to listen to you and respect you if you're the youngest on the team or the least experienced on the team? Right? How can you have that influence?
I say be very outspoken because I feel like more people would listen to someone who is very kind of outspoken, talks a lot, kind of big energy.
Outspoken in what sense?
Know what they're talking about. They're not just saying stuff to say stuff.
Right. That's actually a good point. You should probably actually know what you're talking about, not just spouting your opinions on things that you might not know what you're talking about. So yeah, but I have 3 tips for being a leader, right? Simple 3 tips. Number 1, consistency. Show up every single day, ready to give your best effort and your best attitude. Every single day, best effort, best attitude. You want people to notice, you want to have influence over other people, consistency, showing up every day. You don't walk on the court and you don't complain. Leaders don't complain. Leaders don't complain. They don't say, oh, I hate this drill. No, leaders say, it's not my favorite drill, but I can still get something out of it. It's not my favorite drill, but I'm going to figure out how this can make me better, right? I can't believe the coach is playing her over me. I work twice as hard as she does. Leaders don't complain. Leaders say, I'm going to work on myself, right? I'm going to earn my spot. And in the process, I'm going to cheer on my teammate. I'm going to support my teammate. And that's number 2, support your teammates. On and off the court. Coach Christina talks about having a culture of celebration, right? Celebrate the big things and the little things, right? It's easy to celebrate the big things, right? Winning championships. But we also celebrate the little things, right? We got to kill, but we also need to celebrate the setter who gave that awesome set and the DS who gave that incredible pass, right? Celebrate the little things as well as the big things. Support your teammates. Let them know that you value them. And number 3, biggest one here, leaders take ownership. Leaders take ownership. This is your team. You are part of the team. This is your team. If you want others to give their best effort and their attitude, it starts with you. You have to give your best effort and your best attitude first. Leaders take ownership. Leaders set the tone. If you want your teammates to go hard, you got to go hard first, right? You can't expect someone else to go where you haven't gone yourself or you're not willing to go yourself, right? You want your teammates to go hard, they got to see you go hard, right? When you lose a match, leaders do not blame their teammates. When you lose a match, leaders don't blame their teammates. They understand that it's a team effort, right? Several years ago, I was coaching a middle school team and a JV team. At this time, my middle school team, we had a region tournament match, while my JV at the same time had just a regular season match, but I couldn't be at both. So I had the varsity coach. I said, you go with the JV, I'm going to go with the middle school. And then the next day, I hear from the varsity coach, oh, I'm going to say Christina. Christina played awful. She lost the match for us. She shanked like 3 passes at the end, and she's the reason we lost. I was like, okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, that player's not the most consistent, but I have a feeling she didn't lose the match. So what I did, I only had like 9 players on the team. So I called them 2 by 2. I said, hey, tell me what happened yesterday. Like, oh yeah, Christina lost the game for us. I'm like, oh, okay. Called the next 2. Oh yeah, she shanked like 3 passes in a row and lost that match for us. I'm like, oh. Then I called my team captains over. I said, all right, team captains, tell me what happened yesterday. They said, we didn't play our best. You hear that? We didn't play our best. That was the first thing they said. They said, we didn't play our best. They said we. They didn't say Christina lost the match for us. They said, we didn't play our best. We all made errors. We all made errors. Christina didn't lose the game for us. Like, that's why you're my team captains. Their first thought was not to blame someone else for the loss. Yeah, it sucks to lose, right? Their first thought was, yeah, we all struggled. It was a tough match. We don't like losing, but we all played a part in it, right? Leaders take ownership, right? Right. So, I'm almost done here. This is the end. Anybody seen the movie Inside Out 2?
Yes.
It was like one of my all-time favorite movies right now. I probably loved it more than my kids. I was like taking notes. I was like, this is so good. But if you haven't seen it, it's an incredible movie about how our emotions like anxiety, fear, and envy can steal the joy in our life, right? If we don't learn to control our emotions, right? So as we close here today, I really want you to focus on this one thing here. I want you to remember the joy and passion you have for volleyball, right? It's fun to compete. I am so competitive, y'all. I hate to lose. I hate it. I love to compete. I hate to lose. But even when I lose, I still love that I got to play. I still love that I got to play. So don't let things like anxiety steal the joy from you playing at your best, right? Don't let fear, don't let envy of someone else playing in your spot steal your joy. Yes, you probably feel like you should be playing in their spot, but don't let that steal your joy. Remember why you played volleyball in the first place, right? Right? Acknowledge your emotions. They're good. Your emotions are good. Anger, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to have emotions. Don't let people tell you that to stuff your emotions down and suck it up, right? That's not the best advice. Acknowledge your emotions. Yes, I am sad right now. I'm angry right now. But don't let that control you. Don't let that steal your joy, right? If you love competing, let that passion drive you, right? Yes, I'm angry about this, but I love this game. I don't like that we lost, but I love playing this game, right? That is so important. Of all the things I've told you today, just reminding yourself, some of you have been playing for like 8, 9, 10 years, right? That's awesome. Seniors probably have been playing a long time, right? Right? You love this game. You wouldn't still be here if you didn't love the game. So when things get hard, when you get frustrated, when you're anxious, when you lose, if you lose 5 matches in a row, it sucks to lose 5 matches in a row. Right? It sucks to lose 5 matches in a row, but sometimes it happens. But you get to play this game. You get to be in this gym and play the sport that you absolutely love, that some of you have devoted the last 8 to 10 years of your life, right? Don't let anyone or anything, any emotion steal that joy, okay? All right, play with heart, lead with enthusiasm, and let your passion drive you, all right? Awesome. That's all I got for y'all tonight.